Welcome right to another edition of WCW 2006 here in TEW 2020, as it's the night after WrestleWar 2006, and we're on the road to the by-branded Slamboree 2006, and we started here on Nitro, in front of 15,000 people, a sold-out crowd in Nashville Auditorium, as our announced team of Jim Ross, Mike Today, and Jerry Lawler start off by putting over that it's title night tonight, as Annie Vidal and Nikki Radcliffe, Social Scene, will defend WCW Women's Tag Team titles one night after they defended them last night at WrestleWar against Celine Cartier and ODB, and Maverick Chance will defend his Cruiserweight title against the fastest rising young star in WCW, possibly Cassidy O'Reilly. That gets 53. And then they say that's not all, as tonight, Bill Goldberg will team up with Rey Jr. to take on Eddy Guerrero and Alex Wright in a big-time Nitro main event. But let's go to the ring for our opening match of the evening. And this is a very solid Cruiserweight tag match. Jimmy Rave gets the win over Shane and Moore. Ricky Roberts here in a little over 9 minutes. Total spot fest. Rave gets the win over Moore. Rave's a little more over than he should be because he's in the southeast where our deathhead was, so he gets a 68 here. Roberts gets a 64. Moore gets a 51. 68 overall. Good stuff. And just a solid opening Cruiserweight win here for Rave as he celebrates post-wise to a 69. Just new member of the Cruiserweight division, giving some wins to set him up. And there we go. Nothing fancy about that as we move forward here on Nitro. And we go backstage where Stacy Keibler is back, and she tells him, that the Nikito organization has been watching from Japan, and they've been disappointed in the past few weeks. And next week, they'll be sending some backup, as she's already made a deal. She already talked to Eric Bischoff, and there's a big announcement later about what they'll be doing at Slamboree. But she's back, and she's back to remind them of their goals here in WCW. They will nod, and this gets a 74. Honestly, I just needed a reason for Keibler to be off screen for a month, just because she wasn't doing anything and just sort of refocusing. And there's another step here, which you guys will see next week, obviously. Then we have another promo for the first time in a few months for the Tomko Production Agency. So Tomko, getting big boots on people, gets a 70, gets them back on TV. A quick reminder, nothing fancy here. Again, just putting things forward. And then we go backstage where Bill Goldberg and Rey Jr. put over, their match later tonight. Ray Jr. Says he's been lots of wars with Eddie, and nobody needs to be told that. But one more night, Eddie's still one of the best in the world, but so is he. We're from world champions, so is Goldberg. And tonight, Alex Wright's going to give a little lesson in respect. Goldberg says, tonight, right, you refuse to give me a one-on-one match, so I'll have to just kick your ass right in the middle of this ring and show you what it means to be the man. All the while, Matt Sydal, Ray Jr.'s partners, in a back helping him out as this gets a 94. Just your pretty straightforward babyface promo setting up the big tag match later on. Nothing too fancy here, which is why I didn't go in depth with it. Just, hey, Goldberg's over, Ray Jr.'s over. They have a big match later. There you go. All you need to know, obviously. And then we have a pretty solid match here as Jim Ross and, Lance Storm takes on Simply John and Divine. Just sort of a very good mid-card match here as Divine gets his high-flying stuff in, but, Storm out-wrestles him. Storm goes for the Divine intervention. Storm blocks it. Eventually, Storm hits a super kick, and it says pinfall, but he locks on the Canadian Maple Leaf, and a little for 8 minutes gets the pinfall win here. This gets a 79. Again, nothing straightforward. Just another, win for Lance Storm as he gets momentum back, as it gets a 73. Divine gets a 69. Divine's sort of been stuck not doing much the past few months other than team with Jarrett, because he's too big for the Cruiserweight division, star-wise, but, he's not quite over enough to go for, the US title. Honestly, parts of me wonders if I should have sent him over to Revolution to be part of the TV division, but, it is what it is. We'll have to see what we do here. Anyway, 79, and post-match, Storm celebrates to a 52. It's Storm being charismatic. What can you ask for? Then we move forward. As we go backstage, as Stormy Barash is with your new United States Champion Ray Leppan, and Boris congratulates him on winning, and it's the first time he's been on Nitro in a while, and Leppan says, thank you, Jeremy. It feels absolutely fantastic, but it is not a surprise at all that I defeated Paul Lund. You see, last night at WrestleWar, I did exactly what I said I would do. I will brought class, skill, and prestige for the United States Champion. I will make it worthy of an international star such as myself. You see, I'm just another champion, keeping this as a stepping stone. I'm the embodiment of international excellence. I competed all over the world, and now I brought all that experience to WCW, and look, I did what I said I was do. Yes, Paul London has a great wrestler, and he's battled the best, but when he got in the ring with me, he fell, because I am that damn good. So you see, this is simple that no matter what happens, no matter who I face, I walk out, because I am the biggest international star in WCW, and nobody can stand up to me. And Leppan, then Leppan says it doesn't matter who's next. They can line up all they want. So whether it's a veteran, a rising star, a newcomer, it doesn't matter. Ask Paul London what happens when you get in the ring with Ray Leppan. 78, good promo, setting things up. And then we have a big, we come back from commercial, and Eric Bischoff is in the ring, and surrounding him is the entirety of the Nitro Tag Team roster, including your World Tag Team Champions Booker T and Shelton, the Ninkyo of Kaz Yang and Stacey Keibler, America's Monarch of James Storm and Chris Harris, Evolution of Blaster Lashley, Claudio Cesaro, and Ric Flair, Matt Sydal, who's on his own with no Rey Jr., and the Southern Syndicate of Jamie Noble and Ray Gordy. Bischoff takes the mic and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a historic night for WCW Dynamite. As you can see, I have joined by the best tag teams in the business, each one ready to fight to prove that they're the best. But it's not about proving the best here on Nitro, it's about proving it on the biggest stage possible. You see, I'm talking with Revolution's general manager, Teddy Long, and I will agree, since Slamboree is a both branded pay-per-view, it needs something special, something that screams chaos, competition, and courage. So bring back a match that finds all of that and more, Assault of Anarchy. Big pop. For those that don't remember, this is basically our TLC match, give or take. You see, it's a match that tests the limits of any match involved. And of course, our reigning WCW World Tag Team Champions, Booker T and Shelton, are automatically entered. They've proven they're one of the best tag teams in the world, and it should be a shock from somebody who has the experience of Booker and the undeniable talent of Shelton Benjamin. Also entered, as a result of what they did at WrestleWar, is Billy Kidman and Shane Helms, courtesy of their victory. Congratulations, but good luck against my men here in Nitro. But you see, I just don't want to enter two teams, because controversy creates cash, and next week on Nitro, I don't want a lot of controversy. So next week, there'll be 2 qualifying matches to set up what happens next on Nitro. First, Matt Sydal and Rey Jr. will face off against Southern Syndicate, Jamie Noble and Ray Gordy. And then the second qualifier will be Evolution of Claudio Cesaro and Blaster Lashley, along with their manager Ric Flair, taking on Ninkyo of Kaz and Yang, along with Stacey Keibler in their corner. These 4 tag teams will take on each other, and the winners will move on to Assault of Anarchy, and then get in one of the most dangerous matches in WCW, and try to walk out as the next WCW World Tag Team Champions. So this is what high stakes wrestling is all about, and I look forward to my Nitro teams walking out as the champions. As Bischoff finishes, of course, I forgot to say Jarrett and Divine of Super Inferior, and they're pissed yelling, and AEW, are disappointed, but they walk to the back. But there we go. 2 big matches for next week, 2 big tag matches, fun stuff. 89 because it's Bischoff, fun stuff. And then we have our big women's tag title match, as we have the social scene of Nikki Radcliffe and Amy Vidal defending the titles for the 6th time against Celine Cartier ODB. So back and forth match, Cartier uses her power and brawling to take advantage first. Social scene are a little bit more experienced as far as being a team, so they hit some double teams. So Annie Vidal hits her social stunner. Radcliffe, it does some power moves of herself. Eventually, ODB gets tagged in. It's a wild brawl. Things break down. Eventually, ODB is holding Annie Vidal for a big move, but Carter comes in for a big, running lariat, but Annie gets out of the way. She runs into ODB. ODB ends up on the outside of the ring. Vidal sends Cartier into the corner. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Your winners, and still Women's World Tag Team Champions, are the social scene. This gets a 64. ODB gets a 53. Cartier gets a 66. Radcliffe gets a 64. Vidal gets a 60. This feels worse than it should have been. Okay, yeah, morale. Okay. Holding back, right, storytelling match also, right. Was it? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then post-match, Cartier is frustrated, but eventually ODB gets in the ring, talks to her, and they turn around and shake hands with the social scene and raise each other's hands. Everything is fine, everybody's happy, as this gets a 58. Good stuff as we move forward here on Nitro. Then we're backstage with Jeremy Rash as he's with the challenger for tonight in the Cruiserweight title match, as Cassidy O'Reilly is with the manager Misty. And, Rash basically asks, it's a big challenge for taking on Maverick Chance for the Cruiserweight Championship. What's your thoughts heading to the match? And, Misty steps in and says, Jeremy, let's not mince words here. You see my man Cassidy O'Reilly here. He's not heading into a match. He's heading into a declaration. We've already told everyone that's listened since Cassidy has showed up that he is the future of this business, a man destined for greatness. And this is tonight just his first step on that path of greatness as he takes that Cruiserweight Championship away from Maverick Chance. You see, he's going to find out what's ring with somebody who doesn't fly high, but it's hard. He's traveled all over the world, competed, won titles, and now he's here in WCW in the biggest stage about that take the gold from Maverick Chance. And look, I'm not going to say Maverick's some terrible wrestler who Cassidy will roll over. No. Maverick Chance did a decent job holding on the title, flying around, throwing these fans. But wrestling isn't just about high flying, even though Cassidy can do it himself. It's about taking control and winning titles. And that's his style. That's what I've helped him learn since he's come up here. That's what he will do tonight in front of this crowd in Nashville. Tonight's the beginning of the O'Reilly era in the Cruiserweight division. And then Cassidy O'Reilly steps up and says, Maverick, hope you enjoyed your time with the belt, because after tonight, it's coming home. It's something ready to elevate this division. And Maverick, your chance is up. 56, decent promo. Cassidy's not that over yet. Misty's, decent, but, there we go. Fun stuff. As we move forward to the next match, no, we got a big Eddy Guerrero promo. So, Eddy Guerrero is backstage on his own. And, Eddie's Eddie, so he's cocky. He says, AJ, SA. I watched last night, and RVD, he almost got you. But you got out of that with a title, so congratulations. I gotta say that, man. But that means next week, you're gonna walk in that non-title match against me, Eddy Guerrero, the best in the world. You see, Van Dam's great, but I'm just that much better. I walked in as the hottest free agent in the business, and I took that world title. And I'm going to take that world title again after I beat you next week, AJ. But don't get it twisted. This match is about more than a win. It's about respect. It's about showing the world that Eddy Guerrero is not just another name on the roster, SA. I'm a force still to be reckoned with in this company. And tonight, it's just a little preview. I'm teaming with Alex Wright, not because we're best friends, but because it's always a great thing to be in the ring and remind Rey Jr. that I am the face of our generation's wrestler from Mexico. And Goldberg, well, you're the man, but I'm the man. Goldberg, you see, while you're off, disappearing for months, I'm in that ring every single night I can be, wrestling and winning matches, proving I'm the best in the world. Because Guerrero found values mean you do whatever you can to win. And tonight, it's going to be precision. It's going to be strategy. It's about the art of war within those ropes. And next week, AJ, you're going to learn a lesson. And you're going to learn why I'm the best in the world and nobody else is. After I beat you, well, that title belt is going to be for me on a platter. Viva la raza. 99, because it's Eddy Guerrero. Really good promo. Good stuff. And then we have our big Cruiserweight title match. Really good match, actually. It was helped because we're in Southeast, so these guys are both more over than they should be. But really solid, just high-flying match. Maverick's flying around. O'Reilly's slowing him down, trying to lock in submissions, getting some, suplexes and power moves. Eventually, he's going for a big, his finisher, but Chance gets out of it. Misty gets involved, but Maverick doesn't fall for it. Another big, big dive and big tope con hilo by Chance, but O'Reilly fights back. O'Reilly goes low. He goes for the victory again, but Chance gets out. O'Reilly is upset at the ref. Misty gets up on the ref. Chance goes over. O'Reilly comes from behind, goes for a finisher, but at the last second, Chance turns it into a sunset flip. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Maverick Chance holds on to the title here in Nitro tonight in Nashville. This gets a 77. Maverick Chance gets a 76. Cassidy O'Reilly gets a 58. Good match, but post-match, as Chance is handed the belt, boom, in comes Cassidy O'Reilly with the beatdown, as this feud must continue. And obviously, Cassidy O'Reilly is not ready to declare that Maverick Chance is the better man. 56, fun stuff here as we move forward here on Nitro. Then we go backstage, where Jeff Jarrett is in Eric Bischoff's office, and he is pissed about not being part of even the qualifying matches. And, Jarrett goes over, Slapnuts, I'm a multi-time world champion, a US champion. I've done everything in this business, and you can't even give me and my chosen few a shot to earn a shot at tag titles. And Bischoff's like, Jeff, look, I've got all the respect for what you've done in this business, but it's not about what you've done in this business, it's what you're ready to do in this business. And let's be honest, Jeff, you have the chances this year. You had a world title shot, you had a tag team title shot, and you lost them all. So here's the thing. If you want to prove you deserve to be up at the top of the card, man up and do something about it, okay? Jeff, stares him down, then walks away as this gets a 78. Revolution Feud recap, focusing on Kidman getting the win over Hardy, the last Revolution before WrestleWar, and then before we go to our main event, we have a promo in the sort of like tattered remains of Raven's former family home, whatever that sort of like deserted brick, former mansion home is that Red Rum got re-educated in. God, I love this silly feud. Anyway, Raven's there, standing with Red Rum, Morgan, and Prophet, and Raven says, in the echoes of the past, among the ruins of what was, we've woven our web of darkness as the nest. We've laid waste to Ken Anderson, tangled Brother Ray in the truth and our malicious strands, and yet, my hunger for chaos remains unclenched. You see, this hallowed ground, funny, this tattered remnants, what you see around me, there's the remains of a lost childhood that never was. They're a testament to the inevitability of decay, destruction, and denial that we embody. Brother Ray, you're lost in delusion of your own respect, unable to see what's really going on. And truth, you will always be a jester in this business. But perhaps you can be a jester in our court of pain, if you're willing to follow us and become something more than fleeting amusement. But then finally, there's you, Ken Anderson. You dared to challenge the darkness, to stand against us, and we gave you a lesson 2 weeks ago. But you think this is over because you simply walk free? No. I summon you, Anderson, to return to our world next to Nitro, face Red Rum, face the embodiment of a demise. This is not a challenge, Raven. This is a prophecy. The nest has not finished with you. Annals of agony await, and your name, it beckons to be written by my hand. Come back, and let us finish what we started. Let us drag you into an abyss from which there's no escape. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. There you go, 89. Really good heel promo. Setting up a big match versus Red Rum next week. And there you go, as this feud continues. And then, holy crap, there we go. Okay, so I was either expecting bad chemistry like an 84 or something like this. And because, hey, it's Eddy Guerrero, it's Alex Wright, whom this world is a fantastic heel. It's Rey Jr., who's still a top-tier star, even though I've sort of shut him off in the mid-card for the past few months, and it's friggin' Goldberg. So, this is just a top-tier Nitro-style match. And it's just, Ray and Eddy going right after each other. Alex Wright, trying to get shots on Goldberg, but Goldberg tossed him away. Goldberg and Eddy have some, little back and forth to get the idea of possibly that match in the future going on. Ray and Wright have some back and forth, because remember, Wright, way back when, injured Ray's knee to set up Goldberg going after him in the first place. And then, but eventually, Goldberg and Wright are on the outside. Eddy cheats, Eddy cheats because he's, Eddy. Boom, Ray busts around the chair. Up top, frog splash. 1, 2, 3. A big win 1 week before his match against AJ Styles on Nitro. So yeah, Ray gets a 92, Goldberg gets a 90, Alex gets an 87, Guerrero gets a 94. Fun stuff. And overall, 94 because, hey, look at this show. Hey, it turns out, Eddy Guerrero, good at the whole pro wrestling thing, after all. And yeah, I'm thinking, I always forget that, momentum actually has a decent amount to do with, promo writing, because, why would you care about a promo from a guy who's, doesn't win or not part of any storylines and stuff? I sometimes do forget about that, at least with this game. But yeah, it's Madison Eagles. She's fine, honestly. I sometimes forget that women's stats who have not been in my dev territory are all, terrible. And that's why they have to be my dev territory for, a month. Anyway. Okay, let's see here. We got, okay. Let's see here. Email-wise. You're not wrong. Title's cool. Let's see what Raw did. Raw had... We had, let's see here. La Angel Oscura defeating Jamie Keys to retain the women's title. Interesting. Some promos. Molly Holly and Michelle Morgan defeat Jillian Hall and Elizabeth Love. Vampiro won a squash. Richards and the Sex Machines, which is, for you forget, it's basically Albert and Viscera defeating... no, sorry, it's not Viscera. It's, yeah, it's Rico and Stevie, sorry. No, it's Rico and Viscera, okay. And then we had a Steven Richards promo, a random Austin promo, Caleb Lawton defeating Rick Steiner in a quasi-squash, Big Show winning a squash, and then DX 2.0 of Shawn Michaels and CM Punk defeating the babyface, yes, the babyface team of Chris Jericho and JBL. For those who forget, Jericho is your world champion, so yeah. Right? Hold on. I'm like 95% sure, but like I always... Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Duh. Just wanted to triple check. I was like, did they already... Yeah, okay. Anyway, though, solid really, start the stuff. We're on the road to Slamboree now. Still no matches solidly set up, but even though you can probably figure out some stuff for the future there. But yeah, that's about it. So we'll be back in just a moment with Revolution. And welcome everybody to WCW Revolution, the first one after WrestleWar, and we start out with WrestleWar highlights, courtesy of WCW.com or whatever, showing you the big ending to Messias and Monty Brown, where Monty Brown pounces Messias into the entrance stage. The tag team battles where Booker and Shelton keep on the titles. Of course, the turn of Sean O'Hare on Kurt Angle, helping Chuck Palumbo and the Thrillers win. And the big man event and AJ Styles holding on to the WCW World title. This gets to 67, and the show starts out with the music of the Thrillers as Chuck Palumbo, Magnificent Mark Jindrak, Raven Rain, and now Sean O'Hare, and the two men who have been in the background of all the various videos in their sort of bar, who WCW fans may remember as Seekers of Sin, but they're now like bikers, and they come out all together, and Sean O'Hare is handed the mic. And Sean O'Hare says, "You see, people may think this all started a couple months ago, or Chuck got in my head, or whatever, but no. This all started when I lost that WCW World title at Halloween Havoc 2004, when Shane Helms took my world title away from me. I felt the shift. It wasn't just losing the title, it was the beginning of being forgotten and passed up for opportunity after opportunity. While everyone celebrated RVD when he beat Helms, I was left to pick up the pieces of my career. But I soldiered on. I fought every challenge thrown at me. The Roman Gladiator, the Shoot Fighter, I clawed my way back to the top, and at last year's Starrcade, even earned a title shot against AJ Styles the next month. But deep down, I knew I was just another stepping stone for the new damn shiny toy. I realized that no matter how hard I fought, it was never what I brought to the ring. It was about who the front office could sell as the next big thing. Even my so-called allies, Kanyon, Kurt Angle, they were just waiting for the turn to push me aside. But not anymore. I've come full circle. Back where I started, beside the men where I started in this company with. The Natural Born Thrillers. We fought side by side to keep WCW from the abyss. And we'll do it again. But this time, we're not asking for respect or anything. We're taking everything we want when we damn want it. So this is your warning. We're done playing by your rules set by a company that doesn't value the Warriors. We are the Thrillers, and we're here to claim what is ours. Anyone standing in our way, there will be hell to pay, because this time, it's just not business, it is personal. Remember this, we're not just a faction, we're a brotherhood, and this brotherhood will not be denied. Decent promo, 77, and then he takes the, Palumbo takes the mic, slaps O'Hare on the shoulder, and Palumbo, says, "That's right, Sean. Last night at WrestleWar, the world saw what real power looks like when I took down Kurt Angle. Everyone thought old Kurt was unstoppable, that his Olympic gold medal could handle anything, but nobody told him about a full throttle waiting for him in a WCW ring. Because this is about Olympic match or amateur wrestling, this is about gold medals or what you've done before. This is WCW where the Thrillers make the rules, and last night, I proved that no amount of medals can prove what the fight we bring to the ring. Because this is our ring, this is our show, and what we do is the only thing that matters." And sooner or later, AJ, that title, and then Q, "Nobody's better than Kanyon." As Kanyon comes up to the top of the ramp, and he has the mic and says, "Chuck, Sean, Jindrak, you, Hussey," as he points at Raven, "and whoever you two are," as he points out the two big guys in the ring. "You may think you've got the run of this show, but if you're seen, forget you're dealing with. I'm not here to chat. Chuck, I want you in that ring tonight, one-on-one. I don't care what Tag Long wants. I don't care what those fighters want. I want you in that damn ring tonight." And Canyon's like, come on, buddy, you just won a hell of a match with Sean O'Hare, and now you want to face me, Chuck Palumbo, in that ring tonight? This is our playground, Kanyon. But hey, you want me in main event? You got it. I got nothing better to do. Be careful what you wish for. Tonight, it's just not any match. It's a lesson in why we rule Revolution. And, Kanyon fires back. Lesson, the only thing you'll be teaching tonight, Palumbo, is how quickly you can hit the mat. Because nobody's better than Kanyon. Kanyon walks away, and he says, now, as I always say, before a piece of trash, just like everybody in this West Virginia town is, interrupted me. AJ Styles, when you're done with what you're doing, sooner or later we'll be coming for you too. But that's not what we're about tonight. See, tonight is about an introduction. These two men, you may know them by other names and other faces, but they are Dice, and they are Havoc, and they're the one percenters, and they're the newest members of the Thrillers. And tonight, they're going to have a chance to show you exactly what they can do in this damn ring. So that gets an 88. Fun stuff. Starts up Palumbo and Kanyon for later tonight in a big main event. And yeah, there we go. 88, not could have been better, but some bad rolls. Then we move to the next part of the show, which is the One Percenters debut. And boom, 45, unfortunately. No storyline. I probably should have thrown a storyline on it, but oh well. I just want to see what they would do. And yeah, this is just a domination by the One Percenters, the former Seekers of Sin. Cinderella gets a 49, Rossi gets a 57, Des gets a 63, Havoc gets a 61. Cool the crowd, and then we have a beatdown afterwards for 49. Just a complete and total beatdown here to show that these are sort of like the new heels on the block as we move forward here on Revolution. And then, we have the, announcers hyping that not only we have Chuck Palumbo and Kanyon, we have two top tier main events, as also be Monty Brown versus Jeff Hardy in a huge match. 68, and then I believe we go back to the ring. No, we cut backstage. Okay, so we cut backstage where new WCW Women's World Champion, Alyssa Alexander, has her belt around her shoulder. As she turns around, she sees the entirety of European Disunion, the former champion Nikita Kalt, and of course, Vicina Busick, her longtime partner, and Molly Mayhem, who's trying to get herself in European Disunion permanently. And, Kalt comes up to her and, sort of like, brushes her off and says, congratulations, Alyssa, on capturing that title. But do not get too comfortable with it. I've had a reward for long. And at Slamboree, you and I will meet again in that ring. And this time, I'll be taking back what's rightfully mine as she taps on the title. Alyssa sort of like smiles and says, Nikita, I beat you in that ring for that title. I'm ready to do it again. And look, tonight, you already know we're teaming up. I'm teaming up with Gail Kim against you and Alli Danger. But I'm going to take care of business against you, and it's going to be a little preview. But this is my time now. And this is a time for a new generation of women's wrestlers to rise in World Championship Wrestling. I'm just getting started. Nikita sort of like, chuckles and says, enjoy your moment, Fraulein, because it'll be short-lived. You may think you're all that, but holding the title requires more than just determination or even pluck. It requires cold precision, something I have mastered over my career. Going over every single woman that matters in this business. You need more than fire to keep that gold. You'll need ice in your veins. Then Alyssa says, ice or fire doesn't matter. I face the best, and I've come on top. At Slamboree, it's going to be no different. Nikita, you're a great competitor. Nobody can deny that. But this championship is staying around my waist. Nikita smirks and says, we'll see, champion. We'll see. But remember, every moment you hold that belt, you're only holding it until I take back my property. Enjoy your fleeting moment of glory. It will be brief. 63, not bad. Alyssa, unfortunately, still needs to be built up as far as promo skill. Sort of like this is a moment where we're hoping the belt makes the person more than the other way around. But it is what it is. And we have a quick in-ring promo as Sonny Siaki, your TV champion, takes mic and says, Sonny Siaki is here as a TV champion to face anybody back there who wants to get a shot at this belt and prove that they're better than Sonny Siaki. But Sonny Siaki knows absolutely nobody is better than Sonny Siaki. So come down the ring and get a lesson in respect and pro wrestling from your television champion, Sonny Siaki. 63, not bad. And then Matt Hardy's music hits to a surprising pop. And we have a fun little match here as Sonny Siaki takes on Matt Hardy in a back and forth match. Siaki defeats Matt Hardy in 9 minutes by pinfall. Basically clean victory. Sonny cheats a little, goes low, but he hits his finisher. I think it's a shoulder breaker type thing, and gets a big pinfall win. And his first defense as TV champion gets a 71. Siaki gets a 58. Matt Hardy gets a 75. fun stuff here on Nitro. I mean, on Revolution, rather. Ooh, I did forget one thing, so let me pause this for a second. Sorry, I just forgot forgot to put a storyline on a match. Anyway, and then Siaki celebrates with a TV title to 53. And then we're backstage. Oops, I forgot to put AJ Styles on off screen on this, so just pretend he's just being talked about. My bad. But we were backstage in RVD's locker room, where the atmosphere is tense. And RVD is frustrated and composed, pacing back and forth. And Heyman is sitting down, looking at his client. And Van Dam's like, Paul, man, dude, you saw it out there. AJ barely got that 3 count. If it wasn't for that split second when that Van Terminator didn't connect and he got out of the way, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be the world champion and looking forward to Slamboree. And Heyman's like, Rob, I understand your frustration. You are inches, mere seconds from getting your WCW World Championship. Remember who you are. You are RVD, Mr. Wednesday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View, and yes, you are the rightful world champion in waiting. And, RVD looks, at him frustrated and says, that's my point, Paul. I'm all those things and more. So it's a hold-up. I should already have a title match booked for Slamboree. You're my advocate. Make it happen, Paul. And Paul's like, Rob, have a little faith in me. I've been in this game long enough to know how to play it. AJ, he got lucky at WrestleWar, and deep down, he knows it. Everybody knows that he can't earn from you forever. I will do everything in my power as your advocate to ensure that you get your rematch. Because Styles will have no choice but step back in the ring with you. And Van Dam's like, Paul, you're right, but I'm holding you that. AJ escaped the title at WrestleWar, but at Slamboree, the whole damn show is coming on him like a load of bricks. Make sure of it. And he's like, consider it done. Styles won't be able to dodge you for long. You'll have to rematch, and when you do, the whole world will remember why you're not just Mr. Wednesday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View, and the whole effing show, but the headline act of WCW. 84, good promo. Unfortunately, Styles was on screen, but we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Fun stuff as we move forward here on Revolution. Then we have our tag team match, as we have 2 feuds that are continuing. We got Alexander and Gail Kim teaming up to take on Danger and Kat. And back and forth match, just everybody having their moments. Gail Kim and Nikita Kalt facing off again. Danger and Gail Kim having a little brawl. Alexander and Danger, facing off as he just put them over as the future of the division. Kalt, trading holds with Alexander. Alexander fighting back, getting some big suplexes. But eventually Gail Kim and Alli Danger brawl to the back and, brawl all the way into the crowd. And as Alexander and Kalt are the legal women, Alexander hits a big spine buster, but as she's getting Kalt set up for the Kudo driver, in comes the rest of European Disunion to attack her, and it's beatdown time here on Revolution. And Alli Danger's giving Castillo, which I'll fix after this. So Gail Kim gets an 85, Alexander gets a 56, Kalt gets a 79, Alli Danger gets a 59, fun stuff. And then post-match, we have a 3-1 beatdown until your women's tag team champions, Social Scene, Nikki Radcliffe, and Anna Vidal. I'm sort of dressed up for their clubs, in dresses, come out and begin brawling with the European Disunion to make the save and help Alexander up, as it gets a 68. Pretty straightforward, just continuing the feud here. Nothing too fancy. And then we have a little 6-man match, basically, putting, continuing the feud, setting up, the big all-out assault on Anarchy match that was set up, as Helms and Kidman have a partner in the form of Johnny Swinger, while Booker and Shelton have the returning Chavo Guerrero Jr. As a back and forth match, Swinger and Chavo they're basically be heat segments. Shelton comes in with some suplexes, Helms and Kidman work together, Booker does some brawling, Swinger comes in and basically just gets his butt kicked. But eventually, Shane Helms is in the ring, and he's able to drill Booker T with the super kick, then hit the Nightmare on Helm Street, and get the pinfall victory as, before anybody can make the save. A big win for the tag team, for one half of Helms and Kidman, get the win over the tag team champions. This gets an 81, Chavo gets a 66, Shelton gets an 80, Booker, because of his injury, gets a 71, Swinger gets a 52, Kidman gets a 92, and Helms gets a 90. Unfortunately, Booker T will be injured for the next year, so he might be doing some jobs, which he was not happy about. It's hilarious that he has not been, champion. No, I think he was champion at the start of the save, way back in TEW 16, but he's so unhappy about doing the job to Helms, who's been honestly pushed stronger than him for most of the series. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, he'll celebrate. Even Swinger gets in, but Kim and Foam start pushing away. as this gets a 70. And then we cut backstage where AJ Styles is with Amy Weber, and Amy asking about Rob Van Dam's comments, and AJ Styles says, "Look, I'm happy to take on anybody, but Van Dam has to accept that he lost at WrestleWar because he made the mistake. He put the chair against me, he went to the top rope, and he tried to hit me with that damn Terminator. But I got out of the way, and he paid the price, and he got pinned 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that damn ring. And don't you think he'd been lucky, and that if he would have had another a moment, he could have kicked out, and he could have got the match. But that didn't happen, because I got the pinfall, I'm still here as the face that runs this place, and the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. But hey, if those officials decide it's his shot at Slamboree, I'm happy to take him on again. Because I'm happy to get in that ring with anybody, anytime, any place, to remind them that I am phenomenal, I'm just a world champion, and this is going to be my belt for a long, long time. Straightforward babyface promo, 81, saying he's happy to fight him, and there we go. Fun stuff here on Revolution. And then we have Monty Brown versus, this was not a great match. Why was this not a... Oh, wait, no, I put a storyline on it. Oh, shit. I forgot to save. Okay. So now I said I was going back to put a... Yep. Oh, God. I really better hope the last couple angles save this, because we are going to be in trouble otherwise. So yeah, this was supposed to have the angle of the, of the Brown CS feud on this. Unfortunately, it didn't. 10-minute great, this is just like Jeff Hardy bumping like hell for Monty Brown, like getting a little bit of offense, but then Monty just killifying him. And eventually Monty killifies him with the pounce. 1, 2, 3, 10 minutes. Monty gets an 87, Jeff Hardy gets a 91, only 71 because of lack of storyline, which sucks, but what can you do? Might have been also capped for the length. I'm going to guess low experience, so not length. Interesting. Anyway, post-match, Hardy rolls out of the ring, and Monty Brown takes the mic. And he says, Look around. This is the aftermath when you step in the ring with the alpha male, the Predator, Monty Brown. WrestleWar, that wasn't a match, that was a statement. That was a statement to every single person in WCW and every fan watching around the world. Sure, officially it was a double countout, but everyone with the eye saw what really happened. Macias, he's a tough man, or whatever he is, no doubt about it. When it came to the crunch, when it came to the baddest man on the planet, it was the alpha male standing tall. I don't just beat opponents, I make statements with every pounce. When I met Macias with the pounce, then crashed on the stage, it was about winning a match, it was about ending a war. And now, every single soul in that locker room is on notice. This right here is what peak performers looks like. This is the apex predator of professional wrestling. In the Serengeti that is WCW, I am on the hunt. The alpha male does not sell for scraps. He takes what he wants when he wants. And right now, what I want is respect. You're asking him the undeniable, irrefutable, undisputed baddest man on the planet. So, hear me roar, WCW. Hear me and beware, because the hunt has only just begun. Anybody who steps in the ring with me, predator be pounced. Feel the power of the predator. Isn't just jungle, only one can rule, and you're looking at him. 82, solid promo, continuing the feud with Macias, and put things forward. And then we have our initial recap. Hey, Bill Goldberg wrestled. Yay for him. 69. And then we have our main event, which I hate to break this to you, isn't actually a main event. Because as Kanyon comes out, he gets jumped by the entirety of the damn Thrillers. They send him to the ring. Widowmaker, jungle kick, double team move by the One Percenters. Raven Ray even stomps them. Then Palumbo drills him with a full throttle. Eventually, Paul London and Jack Evans comes in for the save, but even Paul London and Jack Evans it's fought 4-5-on-2, and they get beat down as well. As the announcers put over that, Kurt Angle is not anywhere around, and other wrestlers have had their matches already tonight, and the Thrillers stand tall, proving that perhaps they really do run Revolution. This might be a bad rating for what I think is a good show. Okay, yeah. If I would have just, remembered the storyline for that damn match, oh well, shit happens, what can you do, I think somebody might be unhappy. Probably TBS, maybe maybe some of my Canadian, no, not my Canadian, maybe my Japanese, whoever. I mean, again, worst case, if I get dropped, I can always just put it on the WCW network, which is fun. But yeah. Oh boy. Always annoying when you forget that. But hey, I still thought it was a solid show. As this loads up, loading. There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. ECW's broke. Johnny. She's a woman. It's fine that she's small. Alright. Okay. So, just a little bit of pre-booking to set us up here. So we got WrestleWar. There we go. Oh, Slamboree. So yeah, we got this officially set up for WrestleWar. Is Nikita Kalt versus All That Out Alyssa Alexander for the Women's War title, and that's the only thing official so far. Obviously, some other stuff should be fairly obvious unless you're, totally lost. But yeah. So as just a little check here on where we're at. Storyline-wise, we have Nitro Against the Darkness at his 76, Captivating Nitros at a 79, Commonwealth Collides at a 70, Misty and Mavericks at a 59, Never Nobles at a 76, Respecting These Bjorns at an 81, Revenge of the Mans at a 97, Quest for Enlightenment's at an 80, Best in the World's at an 80, Challenges Everywhere is at a 70, Expanding Horizons at a 64, Legendaries at an 84, No Mentors Needed at a 75, Thrilling Angles at an 88, Walking Wars at an 80, and Who Do You Trust is at an 86. Yeah, Booker T is not happy about losing. Guess what, Booker? You're not getting pushed for the next few months because you're injured. But anyway, as we look around the wrestling world, we have WE, SmackDown. So, SmackDown had a really insane main event. Okay, so first, remember, Street Suburbs are Homicide and Brian Kendrick. In this version of reality, it's Leonardo something, and Homicide is Carnage Carval. But they beat the team of The Undertaker and William Regal. They're in Australia, so that's interesting, but they got a 90. We also had Gladiator defeating Devon Boy. And then, a match with probably the 6 of the, meanest mofos in the, okay, so we've got Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, and Rikishi as one team. 3 men you don't want to meet in a dark alley, even before Benoit, Then we have 2 members of the Samoan Gangster Party, so 2 Samoans, and then Mark Henry. 6 bad men, and it got an 87, which is shockingly good. Kane won a squash, Billy Gunn won a squash, and yeah, so not much there. But yeah, SmackDown being a weirdly, based, just a bunch of big guys killing each other show, outside of, Spanky. So yeah, that's that. If we go to our Dev Fed, NWA Wildside had a TV show, Raleigh Dupree and TJ Perkins defeat the Mighty No Deal. We had Austin Creed defeating Ryan Drago. They're both close to coming up. John Phoenix defeated Rick Michaels. Matt Morgan, Lazarus, and Jason Cross defeated Hot Sauce Fernandez, Jordan Suzuki. A bunch of guys who are around getting close, at least those that that I care about, who are actually around. Then we had, let's see here, Todd Bullitt defeat Austin Creed. Rick Michaels, Morgan Durate defeat Brian Danielson, Stallings, and Major. So yeah, speaking of people who, hey. Hot Sauce Fernandez defeat Kenzo Suzuki. And yeah, that's about it that matters. If we go to our Women Does Fed, our weekly show, we had Joshi, Amazing Con, and Blanchard defeat Tracy Taylor, CJ Lane, and Tanisha Biggs. Again, Amazing Kong's ready. I just don't have a spot for it at the moment. And Mr. Gary defeated Madison Eagles, Emily Osaka defeated Portia Perez, Michelle McCool, and Madison Sinclair in a 65. Fun stuff. For HWA, I think I already showed you guys this, but I'm never 100% sure. Yeah. Master defeat Ray Steele, Sean Tavares and Danny Basham is still a team. Darren Corbin, not that Corbin. And Mustafa Lee is there at 16, so there we go. OVW is OVW. Somebody mentioned in the comments that it might be time for a clear out, and I might think about doing that. Maybe something where people watching decide who stays on the W developmental roster along with our roster, because yeah, they are. I also I just might it's hard because it's difficult to make them let go of developmental folks. But anyway, so we got on the undercard, we got Eric Engel and John Moxley teaming up against Chris Rombola and Andy Sumner. We got BJ Whitmer versus Daniel Rodimer. We got Joey Ryan and Drew Onyx, Mitch Page and John Morrison. That's for men. Lizzie Ward, Miss Natural, Trent Baker. Yeah, interesting. And then if we look around the wrestling world for the last week in news, and again, forgive me if I've gone over this stuff again. I always forget what I go over and what I don't go over in between shows, especially this when I've had a pay-per-view. So let's see here. CZW had a big show. Amazing Red versus Rick Blade. Balls of Mahoney versus The Wall. John Cena versus Justin Spain. Anybody on the undercard that's weird? Not really. APW had a big show in Arizona. We had Bison Smith and Scott Lawson, Donovan Morgan. And Matt Jackson wrestled. We had All Japan had their Champion Cardinals finals. And Taiyo Kei defeated Mike Barton, aka Bart Gunn. So that's the All Japan main event feud at the moment. And in the finals of the Champions Carnival, Yuki Ishikawa defeated Taru for the Carnival that men like Misawa, Steve Williams, and Kobashi once held. Dark days for All Japan. Let's see, 0-1 had a big show. Scott Norton defeated Otani. Akamoto defeated Josh Barnett. Yeah, that's really about it that matters. Let's see here. Stampede had a big show. Kevin Steen defeated Carlo Boulet. Denying Integrity. Remember, Integrity is the Ring of Honor copia I made after Rob Black bought Ring of Honor in this universe. So we have matches like Vito Tomaselli defeated Incognito, Justin Idol, and Gareth Shira. And this is also harder because me, Japan, and WWF have cleaned out the indies. We have Eddie Colon defeated Brian Gamble. We have Marcus Militek defeated Tyler Bateman in a match that an RH audience would not like, because just look at those two. Flash Mangan and David Young defeated Moose Fontaine and John Phoenix. Doug Basham, Tony Kuzina, and Perry Saturn defeated Shane Ballard, Johnny Spain, and Shannon Moore. And Jerry Lynn retained the Champion of Integrity title over Ice Train, Mark Maron, and Shannon Ballard. It's not perfect because that main event would not do well for a Ring of Honor show, but it is what it is. Let's see. WrestleWar happened. Nitro happened. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, we're on the road to Slamboree now. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a like. Comment below what you like and not liking. Of course, subscribe to our channel. For, at the moment, just this TEW content. I'm being honest, probably not much else going on at the moment. But yeah, shorter video than usual. I think, honestly, just shorter promos than usual also. And maybe I sped through some of the matches. But yeah, it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed this. Check later, and adios. Have a good one. Talk to you later.